Everybody's hair was just standing up, raised upwards, and the skin and the flesh was coming off from the bones, and the parts of the body missing, and they were burned, black, and swollen.
On August 6, 1945, the world's first atomic bomb was dropped here on Hiroshima.
Latest reports from the Japanese say that 126,000 died as the result of the damage done by the single bomb that blasted the city.
80 years later, and with the threat of nuclear weapons still looming, survivors wonder whether the world has learned anything from what happened here.
Some people were carrying their own eyeballs in their hands. And as they moved step by step, they fell, then stomach burst open. It was horrible. Although it happened at 8:15 in the morning, the word I found was the darkness, like twilight.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 19. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kudash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. Do you really want to feel this type of pain? Do you really want to feel this pain? Okay. That's what I'm going into, man. All right. To exhort you, brothers and sincere sisters out there, to really consider right now what's going on and consider how close this is. Okay. To consider how close the nuclear fire, the nuclear judgment, the lake of fire is to us. Okay. Because it's coming. All right. Now you see the clip before. She's explaining exactly, and I mean exactly what the scriptures is talking about. Okay. What she witnessed in 1945. All right. And I'm going to add some more clips on the end. You should listen to, man. You should watch, because they tell you, man, they tell you how bad it is and how bad it was. Now let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, verse 19. I want to read it again. It says, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Horrible. Okay, because for a horrible generation, which this is a very, very horrible generation right now, man. Horrible, man. Beyond wicked, man. No shame, no morals, no fear of the Lord, no nothing. Just pure evil, man, that we're witnessing. Okay, so if that's going to be horrible, then you know the judgment is going to be way more horrible than that. Okay, now let's go to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Did not she mention that? Did not she mention that? The skin was melting. Okay, I think that's what she said. Melting, man. Okay, you think she made that up? No. Okay, think about that sight, man. Think about you walking around, right? And that fire come, all right? And people are melting, man, just disintegrating. Okay. It says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Did she not say that they were carrying their eyeballs in their hands? That's what she said. They were carrying their eyeballs in their hands, man. Their eyeballs fell out of their sockets. It fell out of their sockets, man. Let's read this again. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. Okay, she pretty much broke that down, okay, with what she witnessed. And that was in 1945. I repeat, 1945. What about now? What about now? Okay. Like I said in my last lesson, maybe a couple weeks ago, something like that. All right. They have more nukes, more powerful bombs, and it's going to be many and many and many sent here to America, to Babylon. Just imagine that, man. It's going to be horrific. Okay, let's go to Matthew chapter 10. Let's start at verse 14. It says, "And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you," this is Yahushua speaking, "verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city." Okay, the day of judgment that's coming now. Okay, a whole nother level of fire, because we know Sodom and Gomorrah went down by fire. But this fire is going to be on a whole nother level. This is a whole nother level of judgment. Okay. That's why it's called spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Okay, when you read in Revelations, it calls Babylon spiritually Egypt, but also spiritually Sodom. All right? It's no joke. Okay, so what mind frame should we be in? What mind frame, man? Those women, man, they look like, oh my goodness. Like what I witnessed was horrible, man. Like I don't even want to rethink it. Okay, just imagine, man. And she also said that people that didn't even die, well, that might be the clip at the end. You'll see that they didn't die or whatever, or didn't get hit directly by the fire, but that radiation was so powerful that the radiation was destroying them outside of the fire. It was that powerful. Okay, so like I said, that was 1945. What about now? You know, things don't stay the same. Things advance. Okay, look at the TV from 1945 and look at it now. Look at the car from 1945, look at it now. Even though I would say they made better cars, certain cars back then more, sturdy. Now they all plastic and bullshit and break down easy. But you get the point. The point is that things advance. Okay, so you know that bomb now. Oh my goodness. Do you really want to feel that? This is a time to consider, to examine, and to fix your shit that you got to fix, that you know is bullshit. Okay? I'm not exempt. I got to consider myself. We all do, man. Nobody's exempt, man. You have to examine, man. Okay? And put the fear of the Lord first in your life. All right? Then you will be successful. Okay? Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3. Let's start at verse 10. "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night." It's going to come like a thief, man. Don't be confused. You think, oh, it's getting hot. Oh, it's slowing down. Oh, it's getting hot. Oh, it's slowing down. Okay, it reminds me of a lesson I did maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, about Braxton Hicks contractions. You women that have had kids, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you feel a little bit of it and then it stops. And then you might have it a while later and then it comes again. Okay, but more and more as you get closer to delivery, those contractions get closer and closer. Okay, they go from a certain amount of time apart. Now they 15 minutes apart, 10 minutes apart, 5 minutes apart. And you know what? The baby is coming. It's the same thing with these prophecies and what you're seeing. Don't be fooled. Prophecy is moving forward and it's moving forward fast, man. Okay, so the Lord gonna come like a thief on a lot of people, man, on most people. It says, "In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Okay, fervent. "The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" Right, man, your words, your actions, matching with your words, etc., etc. Okay, in the fear of the Lord. Okay, patiently waiting. All right, because you see we here, so you got to let it play out. If you really want to make it, or you can just do your own thing, okay, and risk that pain that's coming, that horrific pain. Okay, verse 12. "Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." All right, making it clear, fervent. It's letting you know it's going to be so hot. The reason why it repeats it is letting you know it's going to be so hot you don't want to feel it. You don't want to feel this pain. It's going to be that bad, man. Take heed. Verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay. Last verse. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that you may be found of him in peace, that you may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Okay. Now, let me tell you one way, which is one of my favorite scriptures. Let me get it. It's in Romans chapter 5. All right, I started verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh through our Lord Yahushua. There you go. By whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Okay, so you have peace with the Father by being justified by faith in Yahushua. That's why we push Yahushua so much. Okay, I had to make that point. Now let's go back to 2 Peter chapter 3. Let's read verse 14 again. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that you may be found of him in peace. I just broke down the key. Okay, you got to believe in Yahushua, and you got to have faith in Yahushua to have peace with the Father, because he is the advocate. He is the one that's going to the Father saying this and that about you. Okay, so that you may be found of him in peace without spot and blameless. Right, meaning you were covered by the blood, meaning your sins were covered up. Okay, so hopefully that was a good exhortation and edifying, and check out the videos at the end. So with that, I hope you're edified. I'm going to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kudash. Forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to Yaakam out there that's doing the truth in sincerity. Shalom.
One of my friends asked me, look at the sky, something dropping. Then I pushed my eyes and ears strongly and laid down on the ground. But before that, yellow flash came out. I think this is a very cruel experiment of nuclear age.
Hello, my name is Toshiko Tanaka. I survived the atomic bombing in Hiroshima. I've been creating enamel mural artwork for over 50 years. It wasn't easy for me to talk about what had happened in Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. I thought people would not understand me. I was traumatized and not able to talk to anybody about my personal experience of the atomic bombing, not even to my own family. I started to open up and share this horrible experience when I turned 70. I went to Venezuela on peace boat 15 years ago and met Mr. Toledo, the mayor of the city of La Guaira. He said to me, as a survivor of the atomic bombing, you have a responsibility to talk about what happened. That really touched my heart. Originally, my family lived only 500 meters from ground zero, where the bomb hit. But just 1 week before the atomic bombing, we moved 2.3 kilometers away from ground zero. Because of this, I am alive today. Even though I was burned and exposed to radiation. When I was just 6 years old, the gigantic mushroom cloud was right above me. At 8:15 a.m., I was on my way to school. Somebody shouted, B-29, the enemy bomber. I looked up and saw a tremendous flash. It was like a million lights. Everything went white. I couldn't see. I covered my face with my right arm. Heat burned my head, my neck, and my right arm. Then suddenly everything went dark, like nighttime. Hot sand dust blew up. It covered the sun. I couldn't see. My mouth was full of dust. What was happening? What should I do? I can't forget that terrible crunchy sand taste. Soon my wound arm began to swell. The pain was incredible. I cried all the way home, but our house was very damaged. When I got there, even though my mother was alive, she could not recognize me. My hair was burned. I was covered in ash. My clothes were destroyed. That night, I was close to death. Survival depended on how strong you were and how lucky. My younger sister had bad head wounds. Our roof was mostly gone. But suddenly, I looked up and saw a small patch of blue sky. Although I was in pain, I thought, this is so beautiful. That blue sky stayed with me. It had given me the will to live. As if the heavens said, don't worry, there will be a tomorrow. This is why I continue to live life positively, even through many hardships. It took only 1 second for a single bomb to destroy the city of Hiroshima and 140,000 lives. All my former classmates were killed. My young aunt left home that morning and never came back. Her body was never found. Every image of that terrible day remains. My generation will be the last to tell you about this event as direct witnesses. This is what I saw. After I got home that day, I saw a large crowd of dying people. They were walking in procession near my house. Some were orphans. Men, women, and children alike were almost naked with burned clothes. They walked in silence with outstretched arms. Burned pale skin hung from the tips of their fingers. They were like ghosts. Even today, whenever I see barbecued tomatoes, it reminds me of that terrible scene of death. Like tomatoes, human skin peels off easily when burned. Later, something weird started to happen. People with no injuries started to die right in front of our house. No one knew them, but they had been exposed to massive radiation.